Hey y'all, what's up? This is Jenna, and we are back with the Soso Shanel Chronicles. It has been a while since we've made a video about Soso Shanel because things kind of just leveled out, for her. But before we get into it, you know what to do. Thumbs up this video, subscribe if you have not already, cut your notifications on, and of course, leave us a comment. So, we're about to get into it. We are talking about, y'all see this right here? What is Homegirl doing? Let's get into it real quick. You would never know Homegirl had a BBL. All right, so sometimes we have to go back to go forward. Anybody who's brand new and you don't know who Soso Shanel is, we have a whole Soso Shanel Chronicles playlist, okay? And she is an influencer, and she had a husband and some dogs and some children, and, I started watching her a few years ago. And I found her quite interesting. I thought she was a mogul, a mom, a wife, and it was something that, I am as well. I'm in business, and I'm in business with my husband and things like that. But things started to get a little dark, and she just started to, she was in grief, and things like that. And I just, things just started to basically go out of control. And God used me just to, start the Soso Shanel Chronicles to get her together. And I feel like, some things happen. I think she's lowered some of her extracurricular activities, if you understand what I'm saying. Her husband and she, I don't know how they're doing. I don't see any ring or anything on her left finger. I could be wrong. And so things have been looking different. And also there's a rumor that, her husband went out and had another baby on her, but she's accepted that baby and she calls the baby her grandbaby. And the only reason why we thought that that could be his child is because the child, number one, looks like him. The second reason is because she said, don't ask no questions, just love this cuteness of this baby. And so she was kind of just acting a little weird for that just being a grandbaby. So we feel that her husband did go off and have a child, but they have had a open relationship, kind of a weird situation where the average person really does not or would not live in that manner and things like that. And they were very open and transparent about their marriage or their arrangement. Okay. But let's fast forward to now. All of her children have graduated. She has 3 children. She has Janet, she has Lucy, and she has Nathan. We have changed the names, guys. And her husband, Tommy. All right. We don't know what Tommy's doing. We haven't really seen him in a while. But yeah, they've all graduated. Her youngest just graduated, Janet. And we don't know what she's going to do with her life. A lot of them, they try college, but it doesn't work. Nathan, her son, never went to college. He is in, I think, the Army or the Marines or the National Reserves. I don't really know which one. But, I mean, Nathan, he was a little heavy, but now he's trimmed up and looking, like things are getting better in his life. I was worried about all of them because all of them have been they've been through a lot because their mom was a party girl. She was never home. She was always online and selling her clothes. She's no longer selling clothes at the moment, you guys. I don't know if she still has her website, but she's no longer selling clothes, because a lot of people want to know if she still has a store. No, she is a real estate agent now. Real estate. Yeah, she's in real estate, and for a while, sometimes I don't understand or think she is, because the content that she puts on her page, and anybody who does real estate in the audience, does your social media mean anything? Like, can you do any and everything and dance and wear provocative clothes and have very provocative language and still be classified as professional? Because she's not professional, y'all. In the beginning. Now, I guess later on, she listened to some of the commentary and maybe got some complaints and people didn't like the way she did business. But yeah, she's not professional. I feel like if you're going to be in that type of situation, you should always act accordingly. And she's just fighting with her old self. She's a party girl. She loves to party. She loves to go out. She loves to, do all the festivities that adults do, and she doesn't know how to separate it. She had a professional page, but she very rarely posts on it, and she was trying to mix her profession with her personal page, and if you look at the content does not match. Let's talk about her marriage. She's not really talking about it, y'all. She's being very private. It's like after all those years being so transparent, to look at her and now being private with everything, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air, but yet it kind of halted the Soso Shanel Chronicles too. And so I think that's what she did anyway. I really do think that she stopped sharing everything because, she had an audience over here that were looking at her and criticizing her and giving her righteous judgment. She doesn't want to have that. She wants to do her own thing. So she'll come live and sometimes she'll tell us about, real estate and tell us how to buy a home and how to fix your credit and things like that. And she comes off a little elitist. She comes off a little puffed up, because she has this big, beautiful home. If you go back into the Soso Shanel Chronicles, and one time she was thinking about even going into an apartment. I don't know if she just was saying that to get people's attention or their sympathy, but things were looking pretty bad. But, anything that this woman does, she does it well. You get what I'm saying? She's kind of LLing it. I'm not going to even lie. I like to give people credit. She does it well. She's serious. But it's so many levels in, real estate. First and foremost, you have to be, professional. You have to be networking. She wants to hear and be around people who know a lot of things, but she doesn't want to share anything. She's kind of stingy, and people pick up on that. Not to mention if, her whole moniker of Soso is on everything. So it's easy for them to just look her up and then they look and see that she's not professional. And I think that, kind of prevents her from being even bigger. I think she's going to be a broker. I think she's going to be in this thing and go for the gusto. I feel like that's what she wants. There's a lot of money in it. She does things for money. She loves money. She loves cars. She loves fame. She loves it all. She had to calm it down, not because she wanted to, but because of that profession. And how long is that going to last? I hope it lasts a long time because in my opinion, even though she's still a little bit dipping and dabbing into the life that she was before, she has calmed down a lot. Anybody who has watched her throughout the years have seen that she has calmed down. She's grown her hair back. She's wearing buns. She's wearing curls. She is coming with, into her own new femininity, if you will, which I love. I mean, she's just ghetto fabulous. But that move that she was doing in the first video that y'all saw when we came on, when I first came on to the video, you guys, that's a little scary, Miss Soso Shanel. Honey, when you got up, it looked like your knee cracked, your hip popped, and yeah, okay, we're going to need you to stop trying to act like you were 25 years old and come up into your mid-40s. It is good over here, okay? Yeah, so we'll be back. I'll go and see some other things that we can do and talk about. But you guys let me know. How do you feel? Ones who are actually, keeping up with this story. What do you guys think? And do you guys like this new Soso? Do you think it's real? Do you think she can keep it up? Or do you think she's gonna go all the way? It's tough to be someone you're not. Is she ever gonna go back to where she was in 2018, 2019? Heck no. Because it's not, she's gone to another plateau. It has taken out, it has basically taken out all of her relationships. Her children are all moving away from her, even though her oldest daughter is back with her, you guys. She did go off and tried to live with her boyfriend, but I think her boyfriend realized that the girl was too much and he sent her packing. Not to mention the mom probably didn't like her. You know how that goes. All right, guys. So we'll be back and we'll talk more about Miss Soso Shanel. You guys enjoy the rest of your day or your evening.